Secretary General Sarybay, thank you so much for joining us. It's an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me.
I understand you've just returned from Hainan, where you attended the Boao Forum for Asia. And that forum, much like CICA, has always placed a strong emphasis on regional cooperation and multilateralism, right? And over the years, CICA has already emerged as a vital platform for confidence building among Asian countries. But as we navigate this increasingly complex and uncertain global landscape, how do you envision CICA further amplifying its role in promoting security and economic cooperation among its member states?
Yeah, indeed, it's a very turbulent time. Always we're facing some challenges, always we have to solve some problems, but what is desperately difficult now, it's the extremely increasing way of unilateral thinkings. What CICA is doing, first, we upholding our principles. And quite recently, during the Ministerial Council meeting under the Azerbaijani chairmanship in December 2024, our member states just had another ministerial statement on their recommitments to the principles that's guiding relation between CICA member states, and it was actually the 25th anniversary of this declaration. And I'm so happy that CICA started with 15 member states, now reached to the new benchmark. We are 28 now, we are 95% of all Asia. And what is also very important that CICA is the platform of genuine multilateralism. We do have a very different member states with a very large population like China or India or with very large territorial area like Russia, for instance, or Kazakhstan. We have also countries like Bahrain or Sri Lanka, and all of them are equal to each other. And CICA is a very inclusive by its nature, because all decisions are taken by consensus. And consensus means inclusivity. We're creating some advisory bodies, which we call as institutions. So we have done it in 2014 for Business Council. We made it for Youth Council. We extended our advisory bodies to two others, like Eminent Persons Council or Think Tank Forum, by the way, a good initiative of China during its presidency in the CICA. Quite recently, under the Azerbaijani chairmanship, we were able to establish the partnership network of leading universities. We established a special mechanism. We have a CICA fund that providing assistance to those who are in need. For instance, we helped the farmers of Afghanistan to cultivate the right agricultural product. So this is the CICA. Of course, we have some differences in approaches because Asia is a vast continent, but nevertheless, the idea not leaving anybody behind and the idea to solve the issues of Asia by our own good intentions and good dialogue, I think this distinct CICA, and I think that our distinguished member states, they also do agree that CICA is a good value for their money.
And we've also noticed that CICA has now embracing a more holistic agenda, I would say, moving beyond traditional security issues to encompass not only economic issues, but also digital governance, environmental protection. So speaking of that, how would you see CICA's evolving role in global governance, and what kind of new initiatives can we anticipate from CICA in the near future?
Great question. In 2019, our member states agreed that CICA emphasized the importance of common, comprehensive, cooperative, sustainable, indivisible, and equal security, which is very much in line with the UN approach, comprehensive approach to security. We have some other regional arrangements that's having the same approach. Indeed, in order to promote security, we need the dialogue and cooperation on the ground and not necessarily in the very hard security issues. We have many of soft security issues, intercultural exchange, for instance. Or as I mentioned, youth could be a good engine for the dialogue and better understanding. We have several ideas. For instance, we're discussing now how we can improve the international trade through the better coordination and better cooperation between financial institutions. This is, by the way, a good product of Chinese chairmanship back in 2014-2018, when China introduced the Finance Summit as a good platform for the dialogue between the stakeholders. So we're pursuing now the idea to establish the Finance Summit as the advisory body within the CICA framework. If Asia will be better connected, it will be better connected world. And Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev proposed to the member states to consider seriously to establish the Council on Sustainable Connectivity. And we have many projects like Belt and Road, a mega project for connectivity by China. We have many different other corridors and projects that proposed by different member states. Middle Corridor, the countries of Central Asia and Azerbaijan, they trying to pursue the right way to connect Europe and Asia. We have South-North project, lobbied by, for instance, Russia, through Iran to reach the South Asia or Africa. So we have plenty of projects to connect each other, and this will connect not only the economies, but also it will connect also people. You know that we are celebrating this year the 30th anniversary of Beijing Declaration on Women Empowerment. This is a good topic for Asia to empower women, because society where woman is not empowered is less powered. So as you see, we have plenty of different ideas. We have, for instance, voluntarism. It is the merger between the government and non-government and civil society. There, where civil society can be very much assistive to the governments, and that is extended power of the government if civil society will come and help. And we witnessed during the severe COVID time that civil society went to those when the government's hands were limited. So I'm very much proud that our member states proposing many different ideas, be it digitalization, be it sustainable way of thinking, be it environmental agenda, because you know that many of CICA member states are very vulnerable to climate change. We would like to use any opportunity to increase the CICA's visibility, specifically in this domain, like environmental issue, that will again and again show us the relevance of CICA.
And as more countries and regions now pursue greater South-South cooperation, how do you see CICA position itself in relation with other major organizations such as the SCO, ASEAN, and the BRICS? What sort of opportunities do you foresee for collaboration here? And more importantly, how do you see China's role in advancing multilateralism through these platforms?
CICA from the scratch was a very open to international organization. Just in the DNA of CICA, we have the principles that are in the UN Charter. That is why I think that we must continue work closely with UN and UN system, and we establish many partnerships. We established many good project-based cooperation with different stakeholders within the UN system. Definitely, we have also to work with our stakeholders within the Asia, and there are plenty of them. We have, as you mentioned, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and we have a good MOU signed back in 2014, and I am so happy to listen that this year China has its very intensive program of chairmanship, and I'm looking forward to observe the good results at the Shanghai Summit meeting this fall in Tianjin. We commenced our cooperation with ASEAN, and I'm looking forward also to reach out the Secretariat. We have other stakeholders like Economic Cooperation Organization with the headquarters in Tehran. We would like to see also more synergies with Asia Cooperation Dialogue, which is a good initiative of Thailand, but currently the headquarters is located in Kuwait. So you see that we have also League of Arab States, not forget to mention. And we had also a good cooperation with the Islamic Organization for Food Security with headquarters in Astana, our neighbor organization. So you see that we trying to increase our visibility through raising the efficiency of our cooperation with international organizations. The role of China as the champion of multilateralism is tremendously important. And I'm so proud that CICA was mentioned, among others, as the very important tool to upholding multilateralism. And this is in the Global Security Initiative, which is the flagship initiative for the international security, and express my gratitude for the constant support, steadfast support of China for CICA as the founding member, as the second contributor to CICA budget, as the country that's seconding the high-quality human resources to the Secretariat, and of course as the country who chaired this organization, who graciously introduced so many great initiatives. And I was assured that China will keep CICA very high on its multilateral agenda. And that gives me a great hope to see that CICA will grow, that CICA will be in demand, that CICA will have its own relevance, and that CICA, which now going through the transformation process, we hope that at Baku Summit in 2026, our member states will be able to agree on charter, which will stamp the status of full-fledged international organization to our organization.
Secretary General, thank you so much for taking the time talking to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.